Honorable Millie Odhiambo, member for Suba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I wish to indicate that I'm a member of the committee and wish to support this policy. Madam Speaker, I want to agree with our chair that in Kenya we have no choice but to look forward in a rapidly changing world. Madam Speaker, it would only require a stranger in the world not to know that things are happening globally very quickly and very fast. If you see what is going on in the United States of America, only countries that are not strategic are likely to survive economically and otherwise. And Kenya must also reform its policy to conform with what is going on in the US. And in conforming with what is going on in the US, we must place Kenyans first. We have always known that a lot of Kenyans have preferred the United States of America as a strategic destination, both for tourism and for education. But given that there are challenges now in that direction, we must put Kenya first. Donald Trump is putting America first. Kenya must put Kenyans first. It means, Madam Speaker, that if we have to discover new frontiers, doesn't mean we are ignoring the United States, but if you have had a friend who, maybe I can give it as an example as we as women, if you have a boyfriend that you love very much, and you see your boyfriend is courting another girl, it's time for you, maybe not to be, to start a boy. A man is also a boy. We take care of you, you are boys. Madam Speaker, when you see this boy beginning to start looking elsewhere, then, Madam Speaker, you don't bury your head in the sand. You start looking for options so that if he bolts, you have choices. So let Kenya open eyes. We've just come from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. And Madam Speaker, we were actually a form of tourism attraction in that place because they've never seen black people. Most of them have never seen, so we are being stopped and photos were being taken of us. But as a leader, I look at what are the strategic things that Kenya can get from this country. We can actually, they are trying, if you go every corner, they have international schools teaching English. Those are opportunities we can go and take our people there to teach English. Madam Speaker, there is opportunity for trade in that area. So that's a virgin area that Kenya can consider as a place that we can't put all our eggs in one basket. So yes, Kenya must actually look forward. We cannot look east or west. We have no choice but to look forward. Madam Speaker, again, the other issue that I wanted to say is the challenge for us as a country is we must be consistent. We are very good at coming up with very good legislation and policy. But for them to be sellable, Madam Speaker, we must be convinced about the things that we have passed as a nation, whether they are law or they are policy. We must own them, and we must practice them. We must walk the talk. If Kenya says that we are looking forward, then look forward. Don't look confused. Look forward. And that means as a country, let's see what works and put Kenya and the interest of Kenyans first. Madam Speaker, the other issue that I wanted to say is that Kenya must also undertake a strategic review, which I know maybe we did when we were coming up with this policy. And we are stuck many years back. Whenever I hear Kenyans speaking, we keep talking about we are the greatest economic hub. We are. Have you ever been to Ethiopia of late? We are the greatest economic hub. When were you last in Arusha? We are the greatest economic hub. When were you last in Rwanda? Mr. Speaker, while we are sleeping, our neighbors are rising. And Kenya must place itself strategically, economically, knowing that this is just like even any business venture. The others, when they see that you are doing well, we look for different ways to go ahead of you. And how are they going ahead of us? Look at Rwanda. The same thing I've seen at Tashkent. You walk in and the first thing you see is how clean, how tidy, how safe. And those are concepts that must be infused in any foreign policy document. You cannot say that we are going to promote tourism so that people can come to Kenya when they are fearful that they are walking and somebody might grab our bags. Mr. Speaker, when we were in Tashkent, Mr. Speaker, I was amazed. There were people who were assigned to us as translators, and they did an amazing work. And in our typical Kenyan way, we wanted to say thank you by tipping. They will not allow you to tip. They say in their culture, a thank you suffices. Why can't we have those uniquely African, Kenyan cultures that we are losing that made us so attractive? Teaching people to smile. It used to come naturally. I know because we are having challenges, it's going. Just our hospitality. As an African people, we are very hospitable. That seems to be growing off the window, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we need to leverage on technology, especially if you are talking about making Kenya a serious economic hub. I've heard the chair speaking also of the PPP. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Parliament of Kenya, and I want to ask that we take most MPs through this, the training on PPPs. And then let us also let the public know. If you look at what is happening in Ethiopia and every others, it's because of PPPs. But then unfortunately, we are so opaque in the way we do things. Maybe because there are few people who want to steal here and there. But that, especially when we don't have other means of getting resources without taxing Kenyans immediately, of course, because you'll be taxed eventually, is the PPP is the way to go. So, Madam Speaker, finally, I want to suggest that Kenya must work stealthily, but carefully and strategically as we forge ahead. Madam Speaker, we must walk the talk. I was giving an example here to Honorable Junet as we were seated here, that there's a lot that is changing in the world and we don't realize it.
Honorable Millie, I am here. There's no Madam Speaker.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Speaker. It's good once in a while for us to discriminate. You are always discriminating against us. So, Mr. Speaker, now that the Madam Speaker has left, I want to say that I was talking to Honorable Junet here earlier. And I was telling him that when I studied my master's in New York University, I had to go physically to the university library and study. And when I was in Nairobi University, or the University of Nairobi, we would go to the library and we get the books and you open a page and discover some malicious guy had chopped off the relevant pages you are referred to. And then you spend all your entire life finding out, did anybody make a copy? Mr. Speaker, right now I'm doing my PhD at Data University on leadership and governance. And Mr. Speaker, what happens as I'm going online and I'm studying, AI comes and tells me, why are you struggling when you can do X, Y? Of course, it's very tempting, but because I come from the traditional school, I want to study a journal. I actually love it even when I have a book and a real journal in my hand, and I read and I highlight. That's kind of my kind of thing. But now the library has come to me. I don't have to go to the library and look for those pages. But our mind as a country is still where we were going to the library to read journals in the library, where somebody has plucked off. We cannot say we are technological as a country, but our psyche is still very analog. We must know the world is moving extremely fast. When I was in New York University, Mr. Speaker, if you referred to any study that was like now season are there in the spring, and you made reference to a study in last summer, it was outdated. The last you can refer to is, in the winter. So they say in the study of the winter. That's how fast the world is moving. But Kenya, we are trying to catch up. So I'm even seeing in my university, we are still referring to XYZ, but we are not moving that fast. So what I'm saying is we must change our psyche as a nation in the way we pass law, we are doing excellent. I think because the majority or the average age of this parliament is fairly young, extremely well educated. I see now members are bringing so many bills. The days when we used to bring bill when I first came into this parliament, it was like you performed a miracle. There's no more any miracle. But now we need to move from the miracle of passing laws to implementing. We need to move from the miracle of passing policies to implementing. And this is sometimes where the technocrats fail us. And I would want to encourage, if we are truly patriots, that sometimes I think my little action does not affect my child not getting a job, does not affect my neighbor getting the hospital's bill sorted out. But I broke a piece of the complete whole when I did one wrong thing. So let's all learn to do things in the right way so that we can move the country forward. With those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I do support.
The Honorable Wilberforce Oundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me also stand here to support sessional paper number 1 of 2025 on Kenya's foreign policy. Honorable Speaker, as a country, we must leverage on a strategic location. We must leverage on our history. We must leverage on our connections. Our foreign policy, Honorable Speaker, should first and foremost be for the benefit of the people of Kenya.